Congratulations, applicant. You've passed. You can head up to good showing in there, applicant. Your results should be finalized by the time you get back to Commander Duella.
Well, look who's back. Everything go all right with the exam? Or did you have some questions you needed answered first? So these are your numbers that just came through then. You ready to hear how you did? I like the fire, applicant. Let's get into it. So, looking at the data, hit every mural in the orientation hall, huh? A test of preparation and thoroughness to trace the Vanguard values highly. Psychological results are all within expected levels. Navy doesn't have room for folks that'll fall apart the first time they're trying to outrun a homing missile. Oh, you found the debug system in the simulator. Nicely done. Curiosity and resourcefulness are skills our recruits need. Now, how'd you do against your foes? Tier 6. You cleared Tier 6. No one clears Tier 6, even with the debug tools. Should be damn proud of yourself.
I've never seen someone reach that tier. Huh, that's incredibly impressive.
So then, looking at your results as a whole, factoring in that you managed to utilize all the tools at your disposal, once you've successfully completed your probationary mission, you could have your UC citizenship after only just 3 years. Guess a top 99th percentile piloting score will do that, plus a hefty signing bonus to boot. Not gonna get a better offer than that.
3 years? Oh, that's incredible. For some, it can take as long as a decade. You should be incredibly proud.
Sounds like you're just the type of pilot the Vanguard's looking for. If you're interested, we could bring you on as a provisional member today. Get you the credits you've earned, then send you out on your probationary mission. First, though, all UC service people, provisional or otherwise, are required to swear an oath. So, you want to make this official? Commit yourself to the cause of the colonies?
It's a big decision. John, you're not about to have my compatriot here sign some kind of contract that sells you their grandmother 5 years down the line, are you?
Officer's honor, Sarah. This is honest work for honest credits. So, you ready to do the deed? Fantastic. Then just follow me.
Yeah, what is it?
Wouldn't be right doing this where we couldn't see the stars. Now, raise your right hand. The motto of the Vanguard is Supra et Ultra, above and beyond. That is where we serve, beyond the furthest reaches of the United Colonies military, and with honor and duty above reproach. Do you swear to protect and defend the citizens of the United Colonies to the best of your abilities? And to uphold the values of the Vanguard, honor, loyalty, self-reliance, in all your actions as a member of the United Colonies Navy? Then let me be the first to officially welcome you to the United Colonies Vanguard. Now, only thing left is getting you that probationary mission. And what I've got is comms repair. Group trying to refurb an old colony war processing plant on Tau Ceti 2. Sounds like they'd barely gotten set up when their communications died. Place is as isolated as they come, so Brass wants a Vanguard to deliver the repair suite and ensure anyone present is safe and secure. So, can the people of Tau Ceti 2 count on you? No major settlements on Tau Ceti. No real active industry either. Doesn't make for a big target. It's got the potential to be a pretty quiet trip. But there's a reason they wrote, "Here be dragons" on the map edge. So if it were me, I'd hope for the best and arm for the worst. And if for some reason you do run into trouble, don't forget, it's your job to protect those who need it. So, you ready to head out? That's the spirit. Head down to the spaceport and talk to Crew Chief Harath. He'll get you the repair suite plus your new recruit kit. Oh, and your advance. Give it your all out there. Supra et Ultra.
Finally, Smith.
You've got something for me? It's all important, but if you want a direction, I'd grab Barret first. Goodbye.
Orbital pattern locked in.
Has anyone ever told you you're the greatest explorer in the settled systems? Well, they should.
Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
As long as you're friendly, Faraday's got no problem with you.
Request from people on the ship to talk with and act you. Well, surprise you returned a hail.
Can I ask the first question?
I'm still talking with the captain. Cindy will organize everyone into a queue. Are you sure you're up for this? This is a really fun crowd. So helpful. All right. Who's up? First question.
Is being a ship captain non-stop thrills and excitement like living in that movie Return of the Interceptor? Man, that sounds so glamorous.
I am sure the captain is really busy and may not have time for all your questions. If you can afford your very own ship, you must be super well off. You single? Oh, dear Lord. We have to move along. Next. Last question.
Space is a lawless mess. If you could make the damn politicians fix one thing about it, what'd it be? So you want more government interference?
I got a question. Is it true captains have someone in every port? You know, a special someone? For l'amour? Or You don't have to answer that.
Yes. What an interesting question. Go on, tell us, Captain.
I knew it. I knew it. That's all. Everyone settle back in your seats. Cut the intercom? You have the patience of a saint. This tour group is very energetic. Here's some credits for giving them such an authentic experience. This is your captain speaking. We're about to head to our next destination. Remember, we'll be in Neon in 5 days, so don't spend all your money yet.
Astral Lounge, here I come!
Dear Lord.
It appears things have gone downhill since the last time you were here. Argos has clearly washed its hands of this operation.
Well, you're back. Oh no, don't start. I've had enough Barret for one lifetime. I don't need the sequel showing up on my doorstep. More pirates showed up when you were gone. We weren't as lucky this time. Calvert, Troy, some of the new Dusties, they didn't make it. Who knows with pirates? Revenge, peeking at the scraps? Maybe they're from a different crew and we just got hit twice by sheer bad luck. Well, how could you have? You weren't here. Anyway, I was pinned down behind some crates with Barret. Bullets and laser fire everywhere. No smile on that damn carefree face of his. Like he knew this was it. I started steeling myself to go out fighting. Then that idiot puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "Stay here, Lynn. I got you."
Not for them, anyway. Barret is more dangerous than you might think.
Next thing I know, 2 of the pirates are dead, and he's got the 3rd one in a headlock. Drags him out into the open at gunpoint and demands to talk, or else I'm going to demonstrate Newton's 3rd law on this guy's temporal lobe. And that's when they brought out Hela. I didn't overhear everything, but after the 10 longest seconds of my life, Barret put his hands up, and both of them ended up getting taken aboard the pirate ship. And that's the last I saw of either of them. Too risky to put that in the message. Too much liability. You know how it is. Our clients need to know when the operations start and stop. We handle the rest. They could have grav-jumped anywhere. I tried pinging a transmission to the ship in the comms building before they left, but the pirates must have fried it. You want to try it? Go ahead. But the odds of them being alive, even if you could find them... I've lost a lot of people on this run, Dusty. I just want to pack up. You want to try fixing that computer? Go ahead. Something I'd like to discuss. I'm packing up, Dusty. What a mess. Don't get your hopes up, okay?
Just put that anywhere. We should have a talk. When you have the time, of course. Yes? That I have something I need to discuss with you. What can I help you with? I have an important personal decision to make, but I need to discuss something with you first. No, not at all. This is something that's been weighing on my mind for a long time. I was hoping if I talked about it with you, I could get your opinion. That's all. Phew, thank you. So, where to start? Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy. When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless. In my case, I was third in command, which has a lot to do with the story. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Eta Cassiopeia system. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. Including my own. Economic reasons. Several of the worlds in the Cassiopeia system were mineral-rich. Both sides wanted to drop refinery outposts on the surface to bolster their supply. With hundreds of lives lost on both sides, I'd argue there were no winners at all. Now let me finish. The ship was barely intact. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have called for the crew to abandon ship, but I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight. The Dauntless was a tough little ship. No shields and the hull was breached, but it still had power. And weapons. That's why I remained in battle. Huge mistake. Yes, I know, okay? Damn it. Will you let me finish? We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut, and last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was nothing I could do. It was my duty as acting captain to be the last person to leave the Dauntless. We had more than one escape shuttle available. So, I elected to wait until they were safe. The ship barely had enough power for comms and life support. All I could do was watch them die. You're sorry. For me, if I hadn't been so stubborn, so eager to prove that I could handle command, my crew would have had more time to escape. My superiors. When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial. After I checked every section of the ship for wounded crew, I took the other escape shuttle. If I hadn't, I would have died. The Dauntless came apart minutes after I escaped. Bad luck. That sounds familiar. You once told me, no matter how hard you fight, there are some battles you simply can't win. I wish I had heard your advice long ago. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us. Look, it's clear the two of us are becoming more than partners. We're becoming close friends. Even though I've pushed people away in the past, I feel different when I'm around you. I feel safer, comfortable, not afraid to admit who I am. I'm terrified I'm going to screw that up. After everything you've heard, all my stories, you still have faith. No one's ever cared about me this much. Not even Aja. Okay, there's something I need to talk to you about. Where were we? Oh, yes. We fought for hours. But the damage, as the shuttle launched, the last thing I saw, they... Thank you. But condolences can't I was caught up in the moment. My superiors. When the dust settled, I never even had... That's true. But still, you once told me, don't you get it? That's why... After everything, no one's ever cared. You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about us, about our relationship, how we've clearly become close. I practiced what I was going to say when the moment was right, and now that it's here, my mind's gone blank. Look, you deserve the best. Someone who can give themselves to you entirely. But right now, I have too much baggage. Too much on my mind. I hope you'll forgive me for pushing you away. I just need time. Hey. Maybe another time. Wanna try fixing that computer? Go ahead. I'm fine, Dusty. In this line of work, you make do. Even when the worst happens. Don't see what good it will do since they're already gone, but fine. Here. You need any more, feel free to scavenge around.
Only managed to scrounge up one so far. I'm sure there's more around.
Trying to make out the grav jump calculations before we're out of range. Out of range of what? Out of range of the sensor array on Vectera. Would you keep up? Once we're outside the star system, the bandwidth goes from instant speed to effectively never.
What good is sending a transmission down there? You gonna tell Lynn how royally screwed we both are? She doesn't even have a ship.
You underestimate how many of my admirers there are in the galaxy, Heller. One of them is bound to show up, looking to reunite with this handsome face.
We're doomed. Capital D, doomed.
Got it, okay. Whoever finds this, I'm attaching the interstellar coordinates to the metadata on the transmission. Rescue us. Repeat, rescue us.
So, you actually get that computer working again? What? Let me see that. Funny. Even knowing he's alive, I still never want to see him again. Hella, on the other hand. Okay. Let me send you the location data embedded in the transmission. Find them, okay? What? Really? Not really cut out for whatever it is people like you and Barret do. But it might not be a bad time to think about a career change after all this. If you have room in your crew for an outpost supervisor, maybe we can talk. What? Not really, but it might not. Well, don't start buying me stuffed animals for my birthday or anything. But yes, all right. I don't like seeing my people hurt. Even Barret and Hella. Just get after them, okay? And hey, if you ever need a little extra help, I've been thinking about a career change lately. Maybe it's time to put Argos behind me. Seems like you've been keeping busy, Dusty. If, you find yourself in need of a capable traveling companion, we should talk. My contract's up with Argos, and I could use a change of scenery. If you give me an outpost to run, I'll have it optimized for rapid material production in no time. I can make myself useful in other ways, too. I'm a good hand with explosives, and you'll never hear me complain about carrying a heavy pack. Sure. I don't mind taking orders from a former employee. It can't be worse than working for Barret. After this mess? Certainly. It's just a job. Nothing to get sentimental about. Works for me. I'm not fussy about assignments. I'll go where I'm needed. Right. I'll get to work. Let's catch up later. I suppose I have time for a nap before we leave?
Good luck finding Barret. Keep an eye out for Hella while you're at it. Can't believe Barret snuck a transmission to us. He always finds a way. Damn him. Not a problem. Yes. All right. I never considered anything else. My parents were miners too. I've been learning the trade since I was old enough to dig. Longest I've spent above ground was the year and a half I served in the UC military during the Colony War. That was more than enough for me. I prefer to keep my boots full of dust and my pockets full of credits. Less trouble that way. No, I don't. I only ask as many questions as I need to get my job done. I had no idea it was dangerous. No. Whatever that thing was, it's the only one I've ever seen. I'm glad it's not my problem anymore. I've seen skeletons the size of starships, buried in sheetrock, and crystals that release a toxic gas potent enough to kill you through your suit. Once I was part of a job that unearthed an entirely new species of cave-dwelling insects. You never know what you'll find when you break ground. Rocks are good at keeping secrets. Don't hold grudges, Dusty. I sent you to do the job I was paying you for. Running into strange things underground is an occupational hazard for miners. No, I don't. Wishing won't change the past. But if you need an apology, then I'm sorry you were the one I sent to pick it up. I hope that helps you sleep at night, Dusty. If you insist. I did. I know I don't seem like the military type. Like most people, I was less practical when I was young. I was only in the military for a year and a half. I spent the rest of the war underground, mining materials for the UC to turn into ships and bullets. I was talked into it. Someone I loved felt called to serve, and he asked me to join him. Only one of us walked away from the war, though. I was a drill sergeant. You don't seem surprised. I have a firm hand and a knack for getting the best out of people. The UC saw that and put me in charge of training new recruits for combat. Well, I lost someone dear to me in the war. I'm as strict as I need to be to make sure my workers' families don't have to go through that too. Mining can be as dangerous as combat, you know. There's a good reason why I've held on to old habits. It was my husband, the love of my life. He was killed just a month before the armistice. The transport vessel he was aboard was shot down by the Freestar Collective. Hundreds of lives lost. That's the cost of peace. My husband was proud to serve the UC. He served honorably, and I'm proud of him for it. I only wish I'd gotten to say goodbye. No, we didn't. I was stationed at a recruiting center on Jemison, and he served on the front lines. He was a crewman aboard one of the UC's largest ships. He used to tease me about how much more exciting his service was than mine. He always hated being stuck in cities for too long. Thank you. It was never quite the same after he died. Sure. His name was Manuel. He was a miner, like me. We were stationed at the same outpost for a few years, and we had the same supervisor. He was a better man than most. Honest, kind-hearted, and even-tempered. I've never felt more at peace than I did when I was with him. Losing him was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Damn colony war. Do I seem like the motherly type, Dusty? No. We never had children of our own. Manuel has a daughter named Miranda, but she was already a teenager when we got married. She lives in New Homestead with her family. We aren't very close, but I try to see her every time I pass through the Sol system. 5 years. Then we were married for most of it. I knew he was right for me after our first conversation. And I'm not the type to waste time. I can still remember the look on his face when I asked him to marry me. Oh, save your speeches for the crowds in New Atlantis. It took a massive loss of human life to show our leaders that peace was the right course of action. There's no excuse for that. Not when the war ruined so many lives. I'm far from the only person whose future was stolen from them. My husband's death changed me forever. I refuse to let the government off the hook for that. Manuel was my greatest joy. When he died, he took most of my happiness with him. I couldn't handle the heartbreak, so I threw myself into work. I barely looked up from Akata for years after that. I figured if I kept my head down and my workers safe, that eventually I'd get over the loss. But it's like I said, time doesn't heal everything. I believe I was only ever meant to love one person. I still hate waking up without him. Now isn't the best time to be slacking off. Are you going to say something, or just stand there? Huh? I was with the other officers at my base when a report came through about one of our ships being destroyed. I recognized its name from Manuel's messages. It took a few days before the casualty reports started coming through. by the time one of the officers came to console me, I already knew he was gone. Space battles don't tend to leave many survivors. Dusty? Are you all right? I don't think so either. I don't know if distracting myself instead of finding a way to move on was the right choice. That's the trouble with aging. The more of it you do, the more foolish your younger self looks. If it is time to move on, then leaving Argos was a good first step. I don't have as much to worry about out here. Okay. Do you need anything else?
Usig, Isaac. Uzag, Isaac. I am your sidekick, your shadow, your tail.
Escape trajectory plotted.
It must be great to be able to see yourself whenever...
Looks peaceful from up here, doesn't it?
Whenever I'm lost, I think, what would you do in my shoes? Not literally, though.
Star Parcel
I've got
freighter to
small-
unknown vessel. I have an the Star Parcel's fleet's got a load of these aging Deimos monsters. Built like tanks, but well past their warranty. It's gonna take hours to fix this, if we can get the engine back online at all. Years ago, this ship would be a beast. Maybe more like 50. I got a hot package that's paid for expedited delivery. They'll dock my pay if it doesn't get to its destination. Star Parcel will reward you well if you can assist. Star Parcel's fleet's got a load built like tanks, but well past their warranty. It's gonna take hours to fix. 30 years ago, I got a hot package that they'll dock my pay if Star Parcel will reward. The Star Parcel's fleet's built like tanks. It's gonna take hours. 30 years ago, I got a hot pack. They'll dock my pay if Star Parcel will reward. Eventually, sure. And by then, it's a black mark on my record and wages garnished. Star Parcel always knows how to stick it to us. The paperwork involved in giving you anything extra is a nightmare. I hear you. I'm still willing to talk. This isn't getting us anywhere. Listen, the standard payout's already more than generous. Eventually, sure. Star Parcel always. The paperwork involved. I could maybe see upping my offer. Tell you what, I can pay you some credits from the discretionary fund up front. Best I can do. Ah, excellent. All you need to do is drop this off to the ship services technician on New Atlantis. They'll take it from there. Thanks for bailing me out of this nightmare.
lucky if we pull anything organic off this rock.
Captain.
Oh, hey, it's you. And here I thought you were some pirate coming back to kill me. Lucky me, right? Considering the spaceship wreckage, you mean? Yeah, well, you missed the worst of it. Pretty sure we ripped through all the emergency meds that were salvageable. Hey, you know, when I pulled you to the med bench back on Vectera, I honestly thought, shit, I think I just saved someone's life. Oddly proud moment, you know? So, I guess I'm saying, glad I paid it forward.
Indeed. Without your help, we wouldn't have ever gotten this worthwhile addition to Constellation.
Man, I was so terrified when I got pulled on board that pirate ship. Barret was all, sorry, brother, I'll get us out of this. Trust me. Not what you and I would call a plan, necessarily. Oh, I'm getting to that. He tells me we need to start pretending to fight each other. Trick the pirates into thinking they need to come in before one of us gets killed. I just remember him shouting, "This kid is a killer. How am I supposed to defend myself against these pearly whites? He's gonna bite my face off." I mean, I didn't think it would work, but they came in. All of a sudden, we were wrestling with two of them. Barret reached for one of their guns. Bingo. Blasted the pilot right in the back. Through to the flight console. And dropped orbit like a rock off a high rise. I blacked out. And when I came to, there he was. Smiling like it was just another day on the job. You missed the fun part, Heller. I mean, I go through all the trouble of saving your butt, and you weren't even awake to notice. Man, he did the little finger gun thing. Well, no, I don't think so. I caught him holding his ribs a few times. Favored his left leg a bit, you know? Oh, yeah. Probably should have talked about that first. Did I mention I'm on a lot of painkillers? So, I was real excited when a ship showed up. Then, less excited when I realized it was a Crimson Fleet ship. And then, really, really less excited when Barret said, "It's okay, I got this." He mumbled something to him, and then they were all gone. I was drifting in and out. But, I think I heard the word ransom. I was drifting in and out, but yeah, I think so. Got a signal from the ship before they grav jumped. Guessing it was Barret. Haven't really been in a good space to have a listen. Here you go. Hey, I should come with you, right? I don't think anyone else is coming. I think Argos is probably gonna write this whole thing off. Plus, I'm 90% sure working for you would be safer. I hope. Yeah, just, don't ask me to operate any heavy machinery for a while. Give me a minute. I think the worst of it is... Yeah, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Ready to wisecrack with the best of them. Let me know when you want to head out. Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock. What? Did you say something? You bet. I've worked on enough remote outposts that I know a thing or two about optimizing them for material production. And if you're in the market for a mining buddy, I'm your guy. Don't worry about me. I'm a tough cookie. The painkillers are starting to work. I'll be just fine after a good nap. Phew, oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. For a second there, I thought you were gonna leave me behind. What's on the agenda today? You got it. Catch you on the flip side, boss. Thanks for letting me tag along. Hey, you need something? Go ahead, I'm all ears. Okay, what's on your mind? You heard of New Homestead in the Sol System? Most people haven't. It's out in the sticks, on one of Saturn's moons. That's where I grew up. Not exactly the most exciting place to be a kid. It's got a lot of ice, a lot of wind, and not much of anything else. I wasn't exactly torn up about leaving to work for Argos. If my family weren't still working the wind farms there, I don't think I'd ever go back. Not enough, according to my mom. But I try to get back every couple months, and I keep in touch when I'm not there. Boss, I spent most of my time collecting rocks. For fun. That should tell you everything you need to know about the bustling metropolis that is New Homestead. The place makes Sidonia look like the big city. I had more fun freezing my ass off looking for meteorites than most new homesteaders do in their entire lives. Oh yeah, big time. New Homestead was one of the first places people settled after we left Earth. Back then, wind power was all the rage. Some of the equipment at the farm's been around since the first generation of settlers made it to Titan. And it shows, let me tell you. Lots of people in New Homestead work there, including my mom. It's not the greatest job, but it sure beats the ice mines. Yeah, I never saw myself living in New Homestead forever. To tell you the truth, I hope my family splits too. My mom's always talked about retiring to Jemison. Of course, that'd be a whole lot easier if she didn't have so many kids to look after. New Atlantis isn't exactly cheap. Hopefully she'll be able to move someday, though. Yeah, I worry about her. Wind farming's a pretty dangerous job. Maybe someday, when my brothers are older. Lynn convinced me. She and some Argos miners stopped by my hometown on Titan to refuel, and I happened to be on shift at the spaceport that day. I noticed some rare minerals in her cargo hold and started chatting with her about them. She was impressed by how much I knew about geology and offered me the gig. It wasn't a hard sell. Lynn seemed like a decent boss, and the salary was great. Besides, my rock collection had gotten as big as it was gonna get on Titan. Yeah, we are. She's been my boss for a long time. I think of her as a friend. Don't tell her I said this, but she's not as much of a hard ass as she'd like you to think. And despite what she says, I know she has a soft spot for me. Hell yeah, I do. I've been working on it for years. I used to collect mineral samples from meteorites that hit Titan or buy them off pilots at the spaceport. Lynn even contributed to it. She offered me a good-sized chunk of tantalum for my collection as a signing bonus. No way. Whatever you found down there had some seriously weird energy coming off of it. Honestly, I hope I never see something like that again in my life. 8 years, give or take a couple months. It's been a great job. Pays decent, and my rock collection's never looked better. I don't. Really. After what happened on Vectera, I seriously needed a break from Argos. And you're not shy about cracking rocks either, so I still get my fix. Well, my dad's not in the picture, but I have the best mom in the settled systems. More brothers than you can shake a stick at, too. Raising us gave Mom a real run for her money. It's a miracle she didn't leave us to freeze at one of the ice mines on Titan. We got in all kinds of trouble as kids. She's a new homesteader, born and raised. Her family's been working the wind farm since the first generation of settlers made it to Titan. She's a great mom. Never lets anyone put her kids down. Oh, you should have seen how mad she got when she found out people at school were making fun of my rock collection. She was so determined to get me to stick with it that she read every geology book I had so she could ask me about my collection. That meant a hell of a lot to me. I've got 6. Evan, Tim, Ethan, Shane, Lucas, and Finn. Or, boys, get the hell down here, as our mom likes to call us. Now, I'm the oldest by a couple years. Finn's the youngest, he's only 10, and the rest of them are moody teenagers. Couldn't tell you. He split to join a spacer group when I was young, and I haven't heard from him since. Broke my poor mom's heart. Nope, and I don't plan on it. He made it pretty clear that he didn't want to know me, so I don't want to know him either. Mom took it the hardest. She and my dad were together a long time. I don't think she saw it coming. I sure didn't. And most of my brothers were too young to get what was happening, but they could tell how upset our mom was. That was hard on everyone. But hey, we got through it okay in the end. My mom and I leaned on each other and managed to keep things running while we got back on our feet. I was 12. He left while I was out collecting rocks with a couple of my brothers. Didn't say goodbye or anything. Real class act, huh? I'm not. My family means a lot to me, and my dad treated him like crap, so I didn't have a very hard time writing him off. Yeah, you can say that again. My brothers and I were always up to something. It's a good thing I grew up in a town where our definition of getting into trouble was screwing around with old mining equipment. We would have raised all sorts of hell in a big city like New Atlantis. Lucky for you, I'm an expert on almost everything. Already taken care of, boss. I donated it to one of the tour companies in New Homestead. Geological formations are one of Titan's big tourist attractions. It hurt my heart a little to give it up, but the woman I donated them to promised they'd give me credit for collecting all the samples, assuming she ever puts them on display. Whether she does or not, I'm glad to know all my hard work won't be gathering dust in a storage unit somewhere. Righto, boss.
So, where to next?
I found something for you.
Hey, how are you? Here to shoot the breeze? Don't I always? Here. Hey, what's going on? Sure. Let's see what... Ah, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Glad to see you're back in one piece.
I can't... Do you need a hand? A leg? An emotional boost? There's always room... Until next time, there will be a next time.
Dust off, impact. Achieving orbit now.
Calling all spacers. You know who you are. Because that's what they... It's loose. The Terramorphs are dead. We're all dead. comms relay has been trashed. The whole room is trashed. We can't call for help. I can hear the terror morph roaring somewhere. And more people screaming. God.
You've given the fleet a lot of trouble, Barret.
Can't believe we got into this mess. Would you be quiet? Trying to make out the grav jump calculations before we're out of range. Out of range of what? Out of range of the sensor array on Vectera. Would you keep up? Once we're outside the star system, the bandwidth goes from instant speed to effectively never. What good is sending a transmission down there? You gonna tell Lynn how royally screwed we both are? She doesn't even have a ship. You underestimate how many of my admirers there are in the galaxy, Heller. One of them is bound to show up, looking to reunite with this Hans.
We're dead. We're all dead. The comms relay has been trashed. The whole room is trashed. We can't call for help. I can hear the terror morph roaring somewhere. And more people screaming.
Can't believe we got into this mess. Would you be quiet?
You've given the fleet a lot of trouble, Barret.
Hey, since when is surviving being attacked causing trouble? Isn't that just fighting back? Hey, pilot, could you move your arm a little bit to the left? I can't make out the console.
Don't move! He's trying to figure out our destination. Probably transmitting this conversation right now while we're still in orbit.
Well, yeah. Thought I was making that pretty obvious. Okay, put the gun down. I'm done. See? My retinas are pointing away from the console and towards this lovely view of space we have out the window.
Tie him up. Once we get back to the base, the fun starts.
Nice jump. Right on target. Touching down.
Captain, hello. I am satisfied to see that you survived your most recent sleep cycle.
Nice jump. We're right on target. Beginning landing cycle.
Get out of here. This is a construction zone. Am I ever glad to see you? We need your help. Crimson Fleet pirates have been giving us a hard time. If they show up, they never leave without stealing something we need. I know it's not your problem, but we are not up for that kind of trouble. Can you help us? Thank you so much.
Left a cushy job at Shepherd's General for this. Talk about a bad decision. It's crap. I ended up running the shop because I got hurt doing construction. The foreman's barely paying me long enough to know next time the supply ship comes, this is what I have. Thanks for the chat.
Don't go getting yourself. Tripulantes got another thing coming if they think we're working overtime. If you have time to kill, check out Ferrolite. I don't think I'm supposed to. Gotta go.
Well, I suppose they're not going to need it anymore.
away, eh? Cowards.
I'm sure they had something we can use. You know what? On second thought, I don't want to know. See if they've got any weapons or ammo. nicely. Done.
down.